Okay, we're going to get started. So hello everyone, my name is Sarah Dixon and welcome to the webinar Grant Connect, an introduction. So Grant Connect is an innovative and comprehensive tool that connects charities with funders who share their cause. You can search more than 3,000 Canadian grant-making foundations, as well as corporations and government-funded programs. This webinar will be recorded and available on our site shortly. I'll send out an email once it's on our website if you'd like to watch it again. And if you have any questions, you can type them in the window on the side at any time. Okay, so let's get started. So to access the website of Grant Connect, you're going to go to your library's website. Sorry, a second. And you're going to go to e-resources. And one thing to note about Grant Connect is that you actually have to be at your library to access it. It's only in library access. You can't access it from home. And then you're going to log in. And if you choose business and careers, you will see Grant Connect. And again, it will tell you that in library access only. So if you forget and you're at home, it does say it here as well. So we'll click on it and we'll be redirected to Grant Connect. So this is the Grant Connect page. And when you're first logged into Grant Connect, you'll see at the very top it says Welcome Yellowhead Regional Library. So we actually all have the same login, so it will always say Yellowhead RL for every single person whenever they log into Grant Connect. When you first get to the main page, it's going to give you a Getting Started area. It shows you what the main drop-down menu items are and what you can do under each drop-down menu item. It will also show you recently viewed funders as well as recently updated listings, and you can do a quick lookup. So if you've already been on the site, you know which funder you want to look up, you could just type in the quick lookup and it will come up. Also, if you want to, you can connect to Grant Connect's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on as well. But we're going to actually start on Funder Search. So this was Dashboard, and Funder Search is where you'll probably be going most of the time. And I'm just going to scroll down to show you. So this is the main Funder Search, and it will actually show you how many results. So we've put no limiters in so far. So in Grant Connect right now, there's currently 3,970 funders available. So that's a lot to look through, and a lot might not apply to you, or to the patron who's looking this up. So you can add a lot of limiters so that you're only seeing funders that have a better chance of matching with your charity. So the first area where you can limit is under Field of Activity. So you can choose a number of different topics. So I'm going to choose education, and I'm going to choose libraries. And then you can see right away it says show results. It went down from just under 4,000 to 617. And let's say we're actually looking for funding for libraries, but in conjunction with the seniors program. So I'm going to add social services and seniors as well. So you can add a number of fields of activities because some grants might apply to one or the other, but you might actually be able to get that grant because you're doing something about both of them. And you can see actually my results actually increased because the funders now could be libraries, could be seniors, or could be libraries and seniors connected. So we have even more results now. So 1,246 is quite a lot, so we probably want to add more limiters. So if you want, you can type in a city or town or province specifically, or you can choose other fields down here to limit by. So you can limit by the category, so foundations, corporations, government. You can choose the funder location, so the country. So there's a few different countries available. You can choose the language of correspondence. This would be useful in Quebec. Funder location, which I'm going to choose, and I'm going to choose Alberta. And so that brought us down to 150, which is a much more manageable list to look at. And then we can also look at types of support. So in this case, I'm going to say that we're looking for project funding. So I'm just going to scroll through, and you can see there's a lot of different types of support. And I'm going to click on project funding, and it brought us down to 121 results. We can also choose open to funding requests, because some might not be open to funding requests right now at this time. You can also choose the average gift size if there's a preference, or if you know you have a big project or a smaller project. Upcoming deadlines within, you can choose a range if you'd like. And if you come here often, you can actually choose to only see new funders if you would like, if you don't want to see all the same ones as before. So now I'm going to click on Show Results. And are there any questions so far? Okay, so when we first get to the results, we can see the funder name, whether or not the match is good, very good, poor, the location of the funder, the capacity, so how much money they can give, and the category. And this is under Basic View. We can then choose Application View. And it's very similar to Basic View, but you also get upcoming deadlines. So you know when, if it's ongoing or if there's a specific deadline coming up soon, and whether or not they're open to funding requests. So we're going to look at the first one, Husky Energy. So when you've chosen a funder, you can see quite a lot of information to see if they're better, if they would possibly be suited for your charity. So you can get detailed information. This particular organization, it's a bigger one, so they actually have a website, and so you actually would be applying for the funding on a website. Some don't. Some you actually have to mail or call or fax or email. But this one you can go to the website. It will tell you if it's open to requests. It lets you know what interests, what funding interests they have, the geographic areas that are eligible, a description. You can see the annual report. You can also see the types of support. So maybe you're project funding, but maybe you actually are also interested in equipment funds. Well, this one would apply to both. And then you also can see the restrictions. So there are certain restrictions, and that might make it not applicable to you. You can see the deadline, the turnaround, the procedure. So this one is letting you know that you need to apply on the website and use the online application. And then we'll also tell you financial and gift history. This particular company does not have a huge section on gift history, but when we go into another one later, you'll see that it breaks it down much further. So you'll see a kind of a variety of different organizations that give funding. And then you can also see the contact information. So if this seems like a good match to you, you could email to find out more details about funding, or in this case, because there's a website, you would probably want to go there. So this is the detailed information you're actually going to find, and it fits the criteria that we used when we first searched. Any questions before we move on to the next menu item? Okay, so dashboard was the first page we were on. Funder search is what we just went through, and that's probably what most people will be using the most. But then you can also do Gift Explorer, which is a really cool area. So you can actually search for awarded grants to get a better idea of who in the past has given grants to charities like yourself. So this is really helpful if you want a shorter list and you want to know, hey, these people have already given grants to libraries or to the specific organization that you're with, and you might have a better chance of getting funding. So you can choose a specific name, so granted to the name or recipient organization. You can also choose the sector, like how we did under Funder Search, so it can break it down by the sectors. You can choose a specific province. You can choose keyword, city. You can choose the date range, the minimum amount, the maximum amount. Only show funders that accept applications and only show grants with project descriptions. So in this example, we're going to look specifically at Alberta. I'm going to type in library. And I'm only going to show funders that accept applications because I only want to see ones that I can apply to right now. And then I'm going to hit show results. And I'll scroll down. And here we have a listing of 10 results that come up under my criteria. So we can see the funder. So in the top one, it's Calgary Learns. The recipient organization, which is Calgary Public Library Board, and it gives details about what the fund was for. The area, so in this case, it's libraries. Location, Calgary. Amount, $45,000, and year, 2015. So it gives you a lot of details. And so you can just take a look and see if any of these would apply to you. You can see that it's all like libraries somewhere in the search, but it might not actually be going specifically to a library. It might be going to a college, other things like that, but you can take a look and see that these are all connected to libraries. The other thing you can do is at the very bottom, there's going to be a table summary of what came up, and it breaks it down to make it a bit easier. So you can see the funders with the most results, funders with the largest total amount, the recipient organization with most results, and recipient organization with largest total amount. So that also can give you more information for choosing funders to apply to. But let's look at Community Initiatives Program, CIP. And it's very similar to the first one we looked at. Again, they have a website and they break it down with the same details, except I'll just show you under financial and gift history, you can see a lot more information in this one. So it actually is showing you all of the different gifts that they have given money towards. And so you can see the gift recipient and the gift size and the year. So this also might help you in deciding if this is a good fit for you and your charity. And then there's also a breakdown by sector and dollars provided, which is also very helpful. Any questions so far? Okay. So next, after Gift Explorer, we're going to look at Peopleseeker. So here you can look up specific individuals connected with funders. So you can type in first name, last name. You could type in the organization and see the names of the people that are tied to that organization if you want to contact them. And you can also search by city. You also have the option to just see the full results. So there are 500 people entered in here, and you can just look at them in alphabetical order. So I'm just going to expand it from 10 to 50. And the reason why I'm doing this is I wanted to show you how some people have this little bio icon by them. And the reason why they have it is they actually have a website with more information about them. So if I just click on bio, you can see details about this specific person that's connected to a specific foundation, and you can find out more information. You can find out their contact information if you want to contact them to find out more details about their specific funding guidelines. Then you can also click on the actual foundation and find out more details as well. And before I had mentioned that sometimes they won't give details about like contact information. So here's an example. Under contact information, it says withheld by request, phone, fax, and email. So you could either mail them something, or if you went to their bios, it has the contact information on their bios in this particular example. Next, you can choose to look at About Grant Connect if you want to find out more details about Imagine Canada, the company that brings us Grant Connect, and it gives you more details about this. And then the last tab I find super useful. It's user support, and it almost doesn't do it justice because it's way more than just frequently asked questions, webinars, and training, which it does have and which is fantastic, but it actually helps you with not only just connecting you to funders, it helps you with information on how to write a proper proposal and different webinars to learn more about fundraising and different things like that. Like, I'll show you more details in just a second, but user support is absolutely fantastic, and it has a lot of information for a person to look at. So first one is frequently asked questions. Good place to start, especially some of the terminology is very specific to nonprofit organizations, so you might not be familiar with some of it, and so you can find out more information like what is a funder pipeline and so on. Webinars is also fantastic because the webinars aren't just on how to use Grant Connect. We actually have specific webinars coming up, for example, in December, common grant writing mistakes and how to avoid them. So not only are you finding out, okay, this grant might be an option because we did the search at the beginning, but now we can actually figure out how to write a really good grant proposal. So it's always good to check on here because it has different webinars ongoing, and it's not just about using Grant Connect. It's actually helping you with funding and getting the grants. There's also a blog which also gives you more information and help towards applying for grants. So one new blog post is how much should I ask for in a grant application? That's a great piece because it might say that this company will give $200,000 to some people, but maybe you only need $30,000 and you might have a better chance by asking a smaller amount instead of going too high. So this will give you more information so you can read more on this particular blog post. So again, not just how to use Grant Connect, it's actually helping you in the application. And you can just scroll down and look at previous blog posts and see which ones interest you and which are helpful to you. If you want to watch more training videos, you can go to training videos, and there's a bunch of videos and they're broken down by different topics. So they're short, to the point, if you just need a little bit of a reminder. So sector source topic guides. This is fantastic. So there's a number of different topics on this sector source page. So board governance, fundraising, risk management, finance and administration, charity tax tools, a number of different things, specifically under fundraising, grant seeking fundamentals. So maybe we need some help with some fundamentals about gaining grants. And here are some fundraising strategies. So you can see that there's a webinar, there's different articles, more information to help you. So if we wanted to watch an introduction to fundraising planning, we can click on it. We can click on the video icon, and it should just load in a second. It might not load just because I'm on GoToWebinar right now, but I watched it earlier, and it's a great course on fundraising planning, which is always useful for libraries and lots of other charities. So just fantastic information beyond just searching for grants. The other really helpful tab is proposal writing short course. So this is a short course, very short, on how to write a good proposal. So it just walks you through what you should be putting in your proposal to have the best chance at getting your grant. So it just breaks it down. You can go to different sections. There's a printer-friendly version. So again, very, very helpful. Using Grant Connect first to find the different grants, and then actually using the user support for more information so that you actually have a better chance of getting the grants. So it's a pretty simple website, the different tabs. Just go back to, there we go. So we'll head back to the dashboard. So there aren't too many tabs to choose from, and really you can just play around. I just chose libraries because that's what we do, but you can play around with different topics and kind of see what comes up. And And yeah, you can't really make mistakes with this. It's super easy to use. So are there any questions before we wrap this webinar up? Okay, well, I don't see any other questions. So if you have, oh, here. Yeah, everyone said, oh, wonderful. People are saying it's pretty straightforward, and it really is. You just have to play around with it. Super fantastic, and just using the extra features under user support is awesome. So I hope you all enjoy using Grant Connect, and the webinar will be up on our website hopefully later today or tomorrow. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email myself or anyone else in client services. So I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for attending.